can you explain to someone who has never came across shadow work what it is?
Yeah. So shadow work would be the deep dive into your personal shadows, and we all have them. We all have something that has happened, and then we made a decision about that shouldn't have happened, and then we are affected by that in a not so positive way, and it leads us to an inner conversation of limiting beliefs, limiting knowings, limiting thoughts. It leads us to fear. It leads us to anger. It might lead us to greed. It really, which is just another face of scarcity. And so, when we talk about shadow work, the idea is that we go deep within our past and find out what it is that happened, and really dive into that, study it. Where did it come from? When was the point where I decided that maybe I'm a woman who has a problem with men, that all men suck, you know, or um, maybe in my case that she's going to leave me at some point, you know. Why is it that I walk around with that conversation in my head that I can't even hear? So we're not talking about things that we're constantly hearing. We might be, because I have that. I have that happening as well in different ways. But let's like look at like, okay, you know, but something that you're very well aware of. Yeah, so you know, maybe a woman doesn't like men, or a man is fed up with women, or in my case, like, wow, I know this beautiful girlfriend someday is probably going to leave. So then I need to go, if I want to do shadow work and I want to become my best version of myself so that the relationship works, rather than me sabotage it by these thoughts, because these thoughts, these inner thoughts, which just inner speaking, will destroy the possibility of a beautiful relationship. And it's full spectrum. It's not just relationships. It's also your level of abundance in your life. The possibility of you finding something that you love to do for your occupation, rather than doing something you're absolutely miserable doing. So if you go in and you do your shadow work, you find out when it was that you made that decision, whatever it was. And then you start to ask yourself, was it completely true? And I think Byron Katie's very good at this. She has something, I think it's called something about your neighbor. I can't remember what it's called, but she does really, really good work, where she finds where the blame starts happening, and the lower vibration comes in, and then we go in there and we dig it up, and we face it. We face that shadow, and then we learn how to integrate the shadow. First of all, we find out, well, wow, that wasn't necessarily so, that decision I made. Not in the big picture. There's infinite possibility in this world. And I had to, and then on top of that is like really important to find the gift on the other side of that shadow. And then we actually integrate the shadow into our lives, like, okay, yeah, it's a part of my experience, but it's not going to define me from now on. And I'm actually going to use it to empower me, because if I didn't have whatever happened that created a shadow side within me, which means shadow obviously is the opposite of light. It's where the stuff is hidden in, right? Because we are all pure light. We just don't know it. Look at the baby. There's the proof. Pure light. That's what we were. That's what we are. And then a bunch of caca got in the way from learning and learning about this and that and all these things that really weren't true, and programming, and then good, bad, right, or wrong. This idea of good, bad, right, or wrong, and we live it, and so the shadow lies within there, hiding our light, and so we go in there and we dig it up, and we find out what it is, and we work on it, and we We express that we're feeling that to others, open communication. Hey, I just want to say right now I'm feeling this, and then that person, oh, I didn't know you okay. And there's all different kinds of shadow work, but that's basically what it is. It's going to the place you really don't want to go to heal what really needs to be healed. And once you do that, you're liberated.